Shalom. I'm just going to finish up with 2 Maccabees chapter 7 and verse 16. Then looked he unto the king and said, Thou hast power over men. Thou art corruptible. Thou doest what thou wilt. Yet think not that our nation is forsaken of Yahweh. But abide a while, and behold his great power, how he will torment thee and thy seed. So you're going to be tormented just as the king and his seed is going to be tormented, just as they were tormenting the Israelites. Okay? In verse 18, whether it be later on, which it would be later on, down generations, their seed is going to be tormented. Okay? In verse 18, after him also they brought the sixth, who was being ready to die, said. Now they making speeches before they death. Okay? So this is just how committed they was to the Most High. They was committed, okay, and keeping the laws, that they were making speeches before they actually died. And can you imagine being a mother, watching your sons, knowing that your sons are being put to death? Okay? But the mother understood. The mother understood. You know, even her that had to be put to death as well. She understood that this was going to come, but we have to keep the Most High's laws, commandments, because this flesh that we're living in now is nothing. It's the soul that the Most High wants. So remember that, okay? In verse 18, after him also they brought the sixth, who being ready to die said, Be not deceived without cause, for we suffer these things for ourselves, having sinned against our God. Therefore marvelous things are done unto us. But think not thou that takest in the hand to strive against God, Yahweh, that thou shalt escape unpunished. So you're not going to be unpunished for doing what you're doing. There is going to be punishment, judgment, okay? Verse 20, but the mother was marveled above all, and worthy of honorable memory. For when she saw her 7 sons slain within the space of 1 day, she bare it with good courage, because of hope that she had in Yahweh. See, she had hope in Yahweh. Yea, she exhorted every one of them in her own language. So she spoke in a different language to her sons, filled with courageous spirit, and stirring up her womanish thoughts with a manly stomach. She said unto them, I cannot tell you how ye came into my womb, for I neither have you breath nor life, neither was it I that formed the members of every one of you. But doubtless the Creator of the world, who formed the generations of men, and found the beginning of all things, will also of his own mercy give you breath and life again. So she's letting her sons know this beforehand. That's how they were so courageous when they were being put to death, because Mom had spoken to them to make them aware of what to be prepared for, to prepare themselves for, okay? So she states, as ye now regard not your own selves for his law's sake. Now, Antiochus, thinking himself despised and suspecting it to be a reproachful speech, whilst the young was yet alive, did not only exhort him by words, but also assured him with oaths that he would make him both a rich and happy man if, listen to this, if he would turn from the laws of his fathers, and that also he would take him for his friend and trust him with affairs. So this king was, King Antiochus came to the last son of the 7 sons, and was trying to have him go against the Most High's laws. What he states is that if he would turn from the laws of his fathers, that he would make him rich and a happy man. Okay? And that's what a lot of our people are doing to this day, is they're taking the riches. They're taking the riches. They'd rather be rich than to serve the Most High and to follow his laws, which is going to be a sad day, because it goes back to the 2/3 and the 1/3. The 1/3 is that's going to be saved, and the 2/3 that's going to be cut off and die. But anyway, in verse 25, but when the young man would in no case hearken unto him, the king called his mother and exhorted her that she would counsel the young man to save his life. So this king called the mother in and wanted the mother to talk the son into bowing down and taking the advice of him, promise him to be rich and a happy man. He wanted the mother to talk him into doing this. And in verse 26, and he wept and he exhorted her with many words. She promised him that she would counsel her son. So she said, I'll talk to him, okay? Mom said, I'll talk to him, talk to her son, for the king. But she bound herself toward him, laughing, the cruel torrent to scorn, spake in her country language on this manner. O my son, so she spoke in a different language for her son to understand. Have pity upon me that bare thee 9 months in my womb, and gave thee suck 3 years, and nourished thee, and brought thee up upon this age, and endured the troubles of education. I beseech thee, my son, look upon the heaven and the earth, and all that is therein, and consider that God, Yahweh, made them of things that were not, and so was mankind made likewise. Okay? Fear not this tormentor. So she's telling her son, don't fear this, okay? But being worthy of thy brethren, take thy death, take the death, okay? That I may receive thee again in mercy with thy brethren. While she was yet speaking these words, the young man said, whom wait ye for? I will not obey the king's commandments, okay? But I will obey the commandment of the law that was given unto our fathers by Moses, okay? So he's stating he's not going to obey the king's commandments. He's going to obey Yahweh's commandments, the Most High. And thou that hast been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews, okay, against the Hebrews, Hebrew Israelites, okay, shall not escape the hands of Yahweh. If we suffer because of our sins, and though the living Yahweh be angry with us a little while for our chastening and correction, yet shall he be at once again with his servants. So even though he's chastising us by us being put to death and using the wicked to chastise us, he is going to again be with his servants. Okay? Yet he shall be at one again with his servants. So we're going to be a kingdom again. Okay? He's going to be with his servants, with his people. Okay? In verse 34, but thou, O godless man, and of all other most wicked, be not lifted up without a cause, nor puffed up with uncertain hope, lifting of thy hand against thy servants, against the servants of God. So the wicked will not be left unpunished, okay, for the things that they were doing to the Israelites. For thou hast not yet escaped the judgment of the Almighty, who seeth all things. For our brethren, who now have suffered a short pain, are dead under God's covenants, Yahweh's covenants of everlasting life. But thou, meaning you, through the judgment of Yahweh, shalt receive just punishment for thy pride. But I, as my brethren, offer up my body and life for the laws of our fathers, beseeching God, that he would speedily be merciful unto our nation, and that thou by torments and plagues mayest